Welcome to High Cap Fridays, where information becomes action and action expands capacity. Knowing this stuff is great, but putting it into practice, that's what actually changes things. I'm Michelle Grosser, trial attorney turned nervous system strategist, and every Friday here on High Capacity, I'm going to give you one nervous system tool and one high cap move to take into the week ahead. Something really short, really practical, and designed to be acted on. Let's jump in. Hey, welcome to High Cap Friday. It's Michelle here. We're still talking about expanding our joy and pleasure capacity. So if Tuesday's episode, which was 455, if that landed for you, if you recognized yourself in my beach chair story, or maybe you felt something in that piano lobby moment I was talking about, or maybe you've just been carrying your own version of that quiet emotional flatness, then this high cap move of the week is really going to be for you. It's going to help you start to build joy capacity this week. So at some point in the building of this big, beautiful life that you're living, I think sometimes what happens is that things just get kind of quietly dropped, right? It's kind of like a slow drip, if you will. It's not this big dramatic moment. Usually it's not this big momentous like decision. It's just this gradual, like one season at a time that we start to drift from the things that used to bring us so much joy, right? The hobbies that we used to love, or the things that used to light us up, the things that were energizing for us, the things that we used to like create and protect time for in our calendar, and we just don't anymore. And I think there was a version of us previously who maybe had more time. That's probably true, right? Maybe not more time, but had fewer responsibilities, and just more permission, I think, and maybe even more energy for the things that were just for us. We didn't feel this pressure to be productive all the time, or doing something all the time, or fixing or cleaning something, or in service of everyone else's needs. We just felt more space to focus on us. And that version of you, that version of me, she didn't disappear. Like, she's still in there. She just got buried, right? She just got kind of like covered up by all of life. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is that when we talk about joy capacity, that's not something that usually expands by achieving more or having better habits or routines or like finally getting on top of everything. It really expands, just like most other things, it expands through practice, right? Through giving ourselves and our nervous system these repeated experiences of pleasure. And I think this is a key part, actually letting them land, right? Actually like not just knowing, oh my gosh, this is like something I used to love to do, or the kids are having so much fun, but like actually sitting there and letting yourself be like, oh, this is good. This feels good. And I think the fastest way to start is to go back to something that already has a pathway in your body. Why does this work? Well, the brain builds neural pathways around pleasurable experiences. So when you do something that you used to love, think of something right now that you used to really love to do. Maybe it was 10 years ago, maybe it was 20 years ago, maybe it was 30 years ago. What's something that you used to love? You could do it for hours. You would get lost in it, or you would look forward to it. When you were doing it, you were able to be so present. You weren't worrying about anything. What's that thing that you used to love? Even a smaller version of it. When we go back to those things, we're not starting from scratch. We're actually reactivating a neural pathway that already exists in our brain. So what does that mean? It means that our nervous system can recognize it, and it's faster and it's easier, and it's actually more immediately rewarding than if we were trying to build brand new joy pathways from zero. But you actually have to let it land, okay? I read this research from Rick Hansen, and it shows that the brain actually needs about 20 seconds, okay? 20 seconds of focused, intentional presence in a positive experience to actually encode it in your brain as being meaningful. So less than that, and our brain registers it cognitively, right? Like, yeah, that was nice. That was fun. And then it moves on without filing it anywhere that matters. But 20 seconds of actually being in the experience, being in your body, noticing what it feels like. What are the emotions? What are the sensations, right? What's coming through? That's what starts to shift the baseline. And I think what happens is that most of us just skim the surface of good moments, right? We're like planning the kid's birthday party and then we're finally there, but we're so wrapped up running all around making sure everything gets done that we never actually get to sit in the goodness of what we've been planning and get to experience it. And just copy paste that into whatever situation, circumstance, event feels real for you, okay? We're spending a lot of time thinking about the next thing before the thing we're in is over. And the nervous system never gets the signal that pleasure is okay, pleasure's safe, pleasure's good, joy is available, and that we're allowed to receive it. So here's your high cap move for this week. It's in 2 parts. So part 1 is that you're going to identify it. What is the thing you used to love that would bring you joy and pleasure before life got what it looks like now, before it got this full, okay? Not what you think you should love, not what like the moms down the street or on Instagram are loving, not what sounds healthy or productive or, I don't know, impressive. I'm talking about the things that actually light something up inside of you. Maybe it's, I don't know, go to the library and just like finding a book and reading for pure pleasure, not a personal development book, but like fiction or poetry, something you'd read for no reason except for the fact that you enjoy it. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's something creative. Maybe it's painting or drawing or dancing. Maybe it's just like slowing down in some of the things you're doing anyway, right? Instead of taking a quick 2-minute shower, maybe it's taking a long 20-minute shower with no agenda or bath, right? With no timeline. Maybe it's cooking because you love to cook, not because you need to just like have something to eat so your kids don't get hangry. Maybe it's nature. Maybe it's an instrument, right? Like whatever, sports, right? That's a big one for me, being outside. Whatever it is for you, you're going to pick one, whatever it is, the one that kind of makes you really feel most like yourself. So that's part 1, is identify it. And then part 2 is you're actually going to do it, right? We're not just going to think about these things or understand that we need to do them or be like, yeah, I'd like to do that one day. No, you are here. You're going to do this high cap move of the week. You're going to do a version of this thing you used to love to do, and you're going to do it this week. Now, it doesn't have to be the full experience, but can you, go play tennis for 15, 20 minutes with your kids? Can you, whatever it is, pick up that book, sit in the bathtub while you read it, right? Put in some like bath salts that you love that smells so good and make your skin feel so good. Bake the thing, cook the thing, like whatever it is that brings you joy. A small version of it is enough to reactivate that pathway. The point isn't really how long you do this or how well you do this. The point is that I want you to start reactivating this neural pathway in your brain. And when you're in it, you're not going to just skim past it. You're not going to be thinking about the email you have to respond to later or, what you're going to get for Jimmy's friend's birthday this weekend. You're going to stay in the moment, in the thing that you're doing, in the joy that it brings you. And you're going to give it at least 20 seconds of real intentional presence. Feel what it actually feels like in your body. The warmth, the ease, the specific quality of enjoyment of this particular thing, the thing that it's always given you, okay? And that's that's the noticing, that conscious, deliberate staying. That's your nervous system actually learning something new. And the thing it's learning is that joy is okay, right? I'm not going to get in trouble because I'm not doing something right now. This pleasure is good. It's safe. It's allowed. And you're allowed to receive it, one, without earning it. You're allowed to receive it without having to like justify it, right? I'm doing this because later on I'm going to do that. So no, I don't want you to cut it short because someone else needs something. You're allowed to just be there and enjoy that thing that brings you joy and pleasure. Okay. So good. I cannot wait to hear and see what you guys choose and how it feels. You can always shoot me an email, hello@michellegrosser.com. I love to hear from you guys. And then final reminder, June 3rd, it's 4 days away. I want to make sure you're there. We're doing a capacity audit. It's a free live workshop. We talked about it on Tuesday and today. If you recognize that feeling of edginess or flatness or an inability to really land in the good stuff, like the life that looks good on paper but doesn't really feel that good to be in, we're going to go deep on that, okay? So you're going to do a guided self-assessment across 5 capacity areas. So joy and pleasure is one of them, but we're also going to take a look at where your emotional capacity is. Where's your stress capacity? Where's your physical and energetic capacity? And then finally, where's your relational capacity? And I'll walk you through in real time. We'll interpret what your patterns are showing, and I'll give you specific practical tools to help you start expanding the areas that are costing you the most, okay? There's not a lot of theory. I'm not going to do a lot of teaching. I'm going to give you handles that you can actually use. And we're going to do a replay, but the live experience, like doing it in real time, hearing your patterns interpreted as they're coming through, being in the room, being able to ask questions, that's the thing. So if you can be there in real time, I would invite you to do so. But if you can't, no worries. We're going to record it. We'll send out a replay to everyone who registers. So just make sure that you register. It's free. I'm doing it live June 3rd. So there's a link in the show notes. You can register there, or you can go to michellegrosser.com/audit, and I will see you there. All right, y'all. Have a good one. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks so much for listening today. If you haven't taken the What's Your Capacity Pattern quiz yet, it tells you which of the 5 capacity patterns is driving your exhaustion, your reactions, and your stress. So you know exactly where to focus your energy first. It's free. It takes 2 or 3 minutes. The link is in the show notes. And then come back on Tuesday for a full episode where we go deeper on the nervous system science and the tools behind everything we've been building. I'll see you on Tuesday.